it's quite interesting because obviously I'm with one of my heroes and also with my uncle, which is, you know, a bit weird. And I remember coming to visit David with my Auntie Moggy when I was about, I don't know, 12, and just, I remember at the time he had a parachute on the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything was like tinfoil, and it was just fantastic. And I think that really inspired me.
You have good memory. Wow.
Yeah, I remember David was wearing a caftan, and then the next time I saw a caftan in the shop, and I said, "Well, that has a caftan." So I think that was kind of a real,
That's why you're a freak like me today.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, of course the music. And my dad used to tell me a lot about Journey into Space. And Journey into Space is, you know, a radio, and I think, was it ever a television series as well, or was it always radio?
I think that was just radio.
Just radio,
yes,
but
yes.
Journey into Space used lots of incredible, you know, innovative sounds.
Yeah.
Was Daphne Oram actually involved with Journey into Space, do you know?
I don't know, because I wasn't radiophonic.
Okay.
Those actually well before my contact with Delia. When I came to radiophonics, that was with Delia.
Okay.
Who was the chief composer there. And Daphne left a few years before that.
Yeah.
Daphne actually comes up with some good music. But her invention, it's sad to say this because it was an absolutely brilliant idea, but it didn't seem very useful. And when the Fairlight came along, they had it was drawing, basically, waveform drawing. And you could actually draw, there's your first Fairlight.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was Peter Gabriel's Fairlight for a few weeks.
Really?
He was the first one to have it. But I got it from him, and he got a new one. That way I could get it for less than half the price.
Yeah.
For a new one. But you could draw with a light pen on the screen.
Yes.
Long before they'd invented, not mouse or anything.
Because you're responsible for the Firebird stab, aren't you?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that? Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, that's actually the most used, the most used sample
Yes.
ever, I'm told.
Yes, please.
When I questioned that, they actually read out 240 other things that had used, it was, what's it called? No, it's not really called Firebird. Orc 5.
Yes.
Orchestra 5 is just the fifth sample I made, sampling orchestras. But yeah, that would you could draw waveforms and things, and then you could join them up and whatever. But sadly, when you draw a waveform, whatever you hear is, and just loop it, it's going to come out sort of so it doesn't really do much. It's a long way of anything useful. Unfortunately, the actual waveform doesn't even matter much, but it's how you loop it, how you filter it, how you do what you do with it on a longer time scale. Then the waveform is maybe just a time scale of a 50th of a second.
Yeah.
And even that's a pretty low note, 50 hertz. So not much is being picked up by messing around inside the waveform, which is Daphne's whole thing.
Yeah.
The waveform drawing. I don't think anything uses that today. But anyway, Delia's history definitely goes a lot further. And as I'm an offspring of her history, I suppose you include my inventions.
Oh, that's right. I'm actually just quickly back to the I'm going to call it Firebird stab again. I mean, obviously there's the track Firebird on the first White Noise album.
Yeah.
Is there a connection? I mean, are you a particular fan of the music?
You mean that particular sound?
Yeah.
That's
yes.
Yeah, because that's Firebird.
Yeah, I mean, that was an actual sort of
a
favourite piece of music of yours or something, so that inspired the song, and then...
Well, Firebird certainly inspired the song, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the second track we did. And that even uses that theme as a kind of not a rip-off because it's meant to sound deliberate, you know. But how's the original one doing? Dun 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 bum 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 bum. That one. Or should I turn it to dun 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 with my rip-off.
Yeah, I mean, Firebird is such a beautiful song. It's
a beautiful symphony.
It really is. I mean, on the White Noise album, probably my two favourites. If I have to pick two favourites, it's probably Love Without Sound and Firebird.
Yeah, the first two I did.
Yeah. They're beautiful. They really are special.
Yeah.
I mean,
after that, it just became like sort of a hack. Just churning out.
yeah, Black Mass is really like
Ejaculating 1972. Yeah, just knock that off, make a film out of it, you know.
Black Mass, but it was actually just what you're describing, because we, put a lot of time and energy into that album, and the record company, Island, it's completely useless. They didn't give us any help or anything. They didn't know how you're getting on, or do you need any help. No, the first thing we heard from them was, after almost a year had gone by, a letter from their solicitor came saying, if we don't have the finished product within 7 days, our solicitors will be taking action to return for the return of the advance.
Right.
Charming.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought, well, 7 days. We did the other thing on the B side, which was the weird side.
Yeah.
The A side was easygoing. It's more poppy.
Yeah.
The other side was weird, and that took 3 months during visitation.
Yes. Oh, that's.
And 7 days of pushing it. And I had no idea what we were going to do for this. Get away with this. I'll do it not in 7 days, but one night. Go through tomorrow. And we literally did it live. We got Paul Litton, my drummer and dentist, and he's a brilliant drummer. He did a really nice jazz loop, and we looped that, and then got him to play really crazy stuff to it. And then we added every nasty sound and did every nasty thing we could think of that we threw in there. And we did it in an evening, basically. So the record was finished the next day. I'm sure if the whole album was like that, it would have just disappeared.
Yeah.
Been considered rubbish. But having stuff which was fairly meticulously and mostly harmonically intended tunes, you can get away with putting one really weird thing in, and people listen to it and they say, well, it's not rubbish, this album, so there must be something in it. I certainly learnt music editing doing that first record.
Right.
In fact, I got some really nice laurels from the BBC editors.
Yeah.
From the last track on the first side of that, Your Hidden Dreams.
Oh, yes.
Which probably was the most skilled because I had the practice of doing the others, technologically anyway. There's a background voice, and it really is a real voice singing some amazing stuff. Very Mario Enikome kind of record music. And that all had to be edited together, but it was one long all that kind of stuff which I can't possibly sing, and even the singers couldn't do it all in one go. It's very hard to edit a thing where there isn't a sound from silence.
Yes.
Start. But I got that to work, and the result was there to listen to. The BBC editors helped me down. When they're done, anytime you're on a job, you're the senior editor.
Yeah.
A
Fantastic.
nice little medal. I mean, those first two tracks you mentioned, the skill in it was the editing.
That's right. And was that was inspired, wasn't it, by you watching your father editing?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's probably true. And yeah, Delia as well. But just how the whole process worked. And what you could do. Because basically, if you can think the music, you can cut it. Well, I should get you all my new one.
Yes.
I haven't given you my new album, have I?
No, that'd be lovely.
If I got your email, I can send it to you.
Okay.
Put it on Bandcamp and I'll send it to you. You can listen to your heart's content and give it to as many people as you like.
That would be fantastic.
And maybe the last message for the people you would like to pass.
Mm-hmm.
The message you would like to pass for the people in general.
The message for the people.
What would you like to tell?
Carry on doing it.
Yeah.
Is that your message?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Keep on.
Fucking hell.
You're speaking in tongues.
So that's the message. Okay?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh well, if you say so.
That's the message.